I'm Keith Swanson. I'm the sales rep from Compassion Roofing for the Ramada Inn in Irving, Texas. We just came up through this access hatch, and we're going to kind of go along and show everybody what we look at when we come up on a piece of property to inspect it for hail and wind damage. This is one of the wind turbines up on top of the Ramada. Just kind of see how they've replaced the old one with a new one and didn't seal it up, which is going to cause a really terrible leak. Every time it rains, it's going to go right down into the building. And we're just going to kind of walk along here, show you some hail damage, show you what wind damage looks like, so that you can kind of get an idea for it, so that when you see it on your own piece of property, you'll be able to recognize it. This is what they call a low-profile turtle vent. As you can see, this vent used to be flat on the top. It's all dented up, it's all pushed in. This is one of the first things that we look at when we're looking for hail damage, because this is very soft metal, it dents really easily, and so anytime there's a hailstorm that goes through, it's going to cause quite a bit of damage to these. It's going to be really easy to spot. It's easier to see damage to these than it is on the shingles. So we usually come up, we look at the metal, inspect it for dents. After we find it on the metal, we'll look a lot closer at the shingles. As you can see, there's some patchwork here. At some point in time, they had patched this spot with a shingle that's not even the same style. This is a 3-tab shingle. It's been patched with a 30-year laminate shingle in that spot there. This is patched from wind damage. When wind damage comes, it basically gets underneath this shingle, and it'll flip it over, and then it'll snap it off. So as we go along here, we'll see lots of wind damage on this roof, as well as hail damage, patchwork, sealant where it doesn't need to be. So we'll go along and show you some of those things. This is a wind turbine right here. We usually just slow these down and start looking at them. You can see there's a lot of dents. There's a lot of dents in this wind turbine. This is all caused from hail damage. The good hail dent there's one on the top. And in these vanes, these used to be just perfectly smooth. So when these are rotating and they begin to wobble like that, they begin to look like that, that's just a really good clue that there's hail damage on that roof that has occurred at some time. Here we've obviously got another patch. Those shingles aren't the same color. We know that they're not the same batch. They're certainly newer, and they've got some black sealant and things in there to just seal it up against leaks. If you look here, this is wind damage. You can see that strong wind came over, flipped those shingles over, snaps them off. Then this shingle will actually, sometimes they'll settle back down where they belong and the tar will seal them up again. Other times the wind will just flip them over. That shingle will snap off and blow away, and you'll have a spot that looks like this. That's occurred all over on this roof. We see a lot of that in the DFW area, a lot of wind damage as well as hail damage. Down here we see a wind turbine that's just completely blown away. It's just wide open down into the roof below. If you look down in there, that's just going directly into a ventilation system that this roof has built into it. So anytime it rains, if we got a big storm, if we got 6 to 12 inches of rain, it's all going to go right into the building in this spot where this wind turbine is completely blown away. This looks like it used to be the location of the hotel's TV antenna. You can see there used to be a tripod mounted here, and when the pole comes down through that tripod, you can see where it was sitting on the shingles, and it's just charred black. It looks like perhaps it got struck by lightning. There's just a dark spot here that occurred when that antenna came down. You just see more hail damage on this on these low-profile turtle vents. You can also see, when you look at a vent like that, you can see how close together those hailstones were. These aren't spread out where there's one hailstone here and one hailstone there. They're very, very dense as they hit that. It's been peppered pretty much everywhere.